What's up, fellas? Welcome to week one of TDs&Beer. I'm going to go through, since we don't have any live games yet, I'm going to go through and do a power ranking, see how you guys' draft results were, in my personal opinion. We're going to start from the bottom, work our way up. At number 12, we got Dan Finlayson. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even look at your roster. Just based on your historical performance, since you've never made the playoffs, you deserve to come in last place until proven otherwise. Number 11, we have Matt Wassinger. You know, watching you draft was kind of like watching Al Davis draft. It was a disaster in every possible way. I looked at your team. There's not a single player on your team that I would even consider trading you for, except for Drew Brees. And considering there's 16 rounds in the draft, that's pretty terrible. At number 10, we got Fraxatus. This is just further testament to how bad of a draft Wassinger had. Fraxatus was on auto draft and still ended up with a better team than him. By the way, Fraxatus, thanks for coming out. I'm honored that you could actually remember the draft time. Thank you. At number 9, we have McGee. McGee, who also forgot the draft time, decided that he would have dinner and missed the first 4 or 5 rounds. Team isn't terrible, but you just kind of have some question marks at places. Austin College, your number 3 wide receiver, didn't really feel comfortable with your depth, so that's why you get to hang out in the bottom tier. At number 8, we have Gilbert. He's another auto draft victim, but his team actually came out okay, except for the fact that he's got Peyton Manning. But the good thing is he drafted 4 other quarterbacks, so he has plenty of options to choose from. Considering that he actually carried 5 quarterbacks on his roster, he's actually got a really solid starting group with Colston, Holmes, and I don't know about Garcon, but pretty impressive considering. I'm going to give you a buy on busting your chops about auto drafts and just assume that it was your girlfriend's fault that she wasn't able to log in for some reason since you were on a plane. At number 7, we got Joe Murray with Can't Wait. Joe usually comes in pretty strong. I know that he puts a lot of work into it with mock drafts and everything. But now that he's got a real job and other things going on in life, it's obvious that he's not putting the kind of energy into fantasy football that he used to. Because he's just not paying attention, with Wes Welker, neck injury, Reggie Wayne with Peyton Manning's injury. I mean, these are pretty prime picks that he went. And he also went homerism with Sean Green and LaDainian Tomlinson. Can't give you any love for that. That's why he come in at 7. And then at number 6, we have Novak's squad. I actually almost put Novak a little higher. I don't know. The only reason why I bumped him down to 6 was because of Marshawn Lynch at the RB2. I just don't have a lot of faith in anything Seattle Seahawks, and so I bumped you down a little bit there. You got a great tight end. That sounds ridiculous. Mario Manningham, solid number 2. Miles Austin, quality number 1. Obviously Aaron Rodgers. Him and Mike Vick are probably going to battle that out for the most fantasy points for the year. So it's a good squad. But after that, I didn't really like your depth at wide receiver. You have lots of running backs, but with the one wide receiver in Crabtree, it's kind of in a PPR league. That's kind of not so great. Number 5, we got the Laser Show, Ted Kane. Ted had a substitute drafter. I think you should probably call him and say thank you. Did really well for you with Phil Rivers, Adrian Peterson, and Beanie Wells. He didn't draft any wide receivers for a while after he got Mike Wallace, but he still ended up pretty good with, I think Julio Jones is going to have a good year possibly. Jermichael Finley at tight end, and Lance Moore probably at your RB3. He's going to be inconsistent, but PPR, he's probably going to get some targets. So that's why I got you coming in at 5. Not to mention you got Fred Jackson on the bench in case something happens to one of your running backs. That's a pretty good substitute. I put myself at number 4 because these are my rankings. If I could have, I would put myself at 1, but there's just no way. My quarterbacks are kind of hit or miss with Bradford and Stafford, but you can't argue with my wide receivers, and I should have some pretty decent running back numbers with Blunt, Moreno, and Hightower, and probably Starks by the end of the year. Time will tell. At number 3, we got Bob. Bob, I hate you. You literally, there's 16 rounds in the draft, right? And so the way it works is, it snakes around. I pick 11, I'm 12, you pick 11, so you pick before me, and literally half the draft. And so with 8 of those picks, 4 of them, you actually picked the guy that I had queued up to draft the next round timeout. Sent me scrambling, which is part of the reason why I'm not feeling as great about my team as I usually do. So I hate you for that, and you get the number 3 spot with Jimmy Graham, Felix Jones, Mike Vick. Solid draft. At number 2, we got Joel Bowman. Joel again with a solid draft. He's been really on it the past few years. I think you've done really well in the history of the league as far as playoffs and everything. So congratulations on that. Not as well as Bo, obviously, who comes in with the number 1 spot. If anyone has a more desperate quarterback situation than I do, it's Bo, who didn't draft a quarterback until, I think round 14, which is incredibly ballsy. But if you look at his team top to bottom, it's really pretty good. Got to love Darren McFadden. Maurice Jones-Drew might be problematic for you, considering I have this backup. So we'll see what happens there. But you do have Cedric Benson, who just got released. So that's what I got for the power rankings. Just to review, we got Dan Finlayson, who's never made the playoffs, at number 12. Number 11 with Matt Wassinger, who hasn't made the playoffs since 2007. At number 10, we have Fraxatus, the no-show. Ryan McGee, the pseudo no-show, at number 9. At number 8, we have, who is that? Gilbert. At number 7, it's Joe Murray. At number 6, Novak. At number 5, Ted. Number 4, me. Number 3, Bob, because he usurped all the players. Number 2 is Joel, and number 1 is Bo. So good luck this week, guys. Joe Murray, you're going down. I notice you're not playing any of your Jets. It's a good move. I'll try to hit you guys up with another video next week. Good luck. And by the way, congratulations, Bo, on the winning it back-to-back.